Huh? Testing, testing. What's up, guys? All right, so we are going to go over Kazuki, who is the next DLC character, and if we're going by the previous release dates for the DLC, he should be coming around the middle of November. We got Basra on October 15th. We got Shizumaru, I want to say September 16th, and Rimuru, I'm not entirely sure when she came out, but it was like mid-August to like late August, I believe. So let's show off what he can do. So I wanted to put a disclaimer: I'm not a Kazuki main, at least not anymore. Let's see, someone with a pretty standard. We'll just go with Haomaru. And for now, we'll set it to one-hit guard. Okay, and that's important with him because he is a combo character, which is a little weird for a game like SamSho. But, well, also by all means, guys, let me know if my mic is a little low. So he is, let's see, he doesn't have a lot of range. He does have some good pokes, but he doesn't have the range that a lot of other characters do. So what he does have is good pokes, right? So a few good buttons, some terrible ones too, but a few good buttons. Actual combos, like in this game, like I'm talking like 5-hit combos, something like that. And some crazy gimmicks. It's funny, I was just playing BlazBlue, and now that I think about it, he actually feels sort of BlazBlue-like in that he has this one big gimmick that's very central to his game plan. And that is the, well, you'll see it in a second. All right, so I want to go over his data in this game is that he takes 105% damage, which is not that much for 5 special, and they'll probably tone it down to just 100. He does have a very short rage duration, which it's 6 seconds. He only has 6 seconds of rage. He has the 13 amount to rage, so he doesn't. It's not hard for him to get in rage, but yeah, he's not in it for a very long time, so you have to take advantage of it. His weapon flip isn't great. It's not terrible. It has its uses, so we'll get to that when we get to that. He has a great movement. Look at that walk speed, right? Like that walk speed is like pretty insane for this game, and it wouldn't surprise me if in the new one, he's all about going, you know, he's all about moving in and out. His dash speed obviously is. You can see that he's got that ninja run. He's got the Naruto run. So let's go over his normals. 5A, low elbow. He can do a running version of it. This is a good poke. So yeah, it's the same. It's the same when it's near. You can set up tick throws with this. So yeah, he's it's a pretty good light button. Let's see. Look at the frame data on it. 5A is -2 on block, which is actually really good for this game. Like anything that's like -1 to 3 is not too. It's not bad at all on block. So yeah, it's a safe little pressure tool. It's +3 on hit, right? So assuming they retain that, it's going to be a great tool for getting in a throw. Obviously, throws work very different in this game than they do in that game. In this game, you know, if you go for a throw and you don't get it, you just get a hop. See here, I'm mashing it. Mash back throw, you get a back hop. Let me see. Yeah, what makes it good as a poke is the recovery, right? So the range sucks, you know? It's a standard, like, A poke that doesn't use a sword. So, yeah, the range is terrible, but the frame data is very nice. It's good for tick throws. It's good for just, you know, you can throw it out, just stop your opponent from grabbing you. It's not that fast, though. You can see it has a little bit of startup for a light. Let me see. Your fastest button is actually 2C. See how fast that kick comes out? And unfortunately, the difference is you trade off good frame data for speed. The 2C doesn't have very good speed. No, it has good speed. It doesn't have very good frame data. So it's good as like a poke, but even on hit, it's not very valuable. But it is good, you know, like little kick there. It is your fastest button. But the A is where you want to go for tick throws, for frame data, interrupts, things like that, right? You can actually do this after one of the gimmicks. I'm reading on Mizumi here. One of the gimmicks is you do a jumping heavy. We'll get into this jumping heavy later, but it's either a great button or a terrible button. Probably better than worse, but you can see why. You can see why it's a little strange for a jumping heavy, right? So you do empty it, and then there you go. Let's see. Yeah, so if you go for the whiff one, you can stuff a throw attempt. Go for it. Alright, but yeah. 5A, good button. Good button. The near one is literally the same, so there's like no difference between the two. They're literally the same button. Let's go to 2A. 2A, properties, cancelable. Okay, so, oh, by the way, the 5A. The 5A should be, yeah, the 5A is cancelable, but it's a little awkward. It's like near the end, like when it starts reeling back. A few of his cancels windows are very awkward. They're not hard, they're just a little weird to get used to. So once you get used to them, you know, shouldn't be a problem. We'll go over those as we go. Okay, 2A. A little bit better range. Still kind of slow. You can see it's a little slow for a light in this game. Supposedly this is cancelable too. I have trouble doing it. Oh, there you go. It almost looks like it's not even a cancel. Yeah, it almost looks like not even a cancel because his arm's already reeling back. But I guess it is. Compared to 2C, it's slower, has about the same range, but its hitbox is higher. So you can catch hops with it, which of course means that in the new game, it won't be that much of won't be that important compared to this. Well, this might catch people trying to jump out. I'm not sure. All right, let's go to 5B. 5B is one of his best buttons in certain scenarios. The thing about Kazuki is a lot of his good buttons are good in certain uses, right? So 5B is a great catch, you know, like it's a good poke to sort of catch some pressing buttons. It's a cancelable 5B. You can see there, at certain ranges you can cancel into your projectile, right? If you're up close, you know, you can cancel hood into, you know, I mean, It's kind of a silly gimmick. You can cancel into specials basically. This button is a great poke. And here's the thing: your fireball, you're gonna be able to connect to it on certain strengths, right? But the weak fireball, which is the one where you don't have a charge, you can see. I'm gonna go full screen so you can see how slow it is. It's very seeable. These are all different buttons, by the way. I'm using different buttons, and they all come out at the same speed, right? So the strength and speed of your fireball doesn't depend on what button you use. It depends on your charge, and which charge you use is tied to which button you press. So I'm gonna do. Well, hold on. Let me keep going through the normals. All right, heavy. This button sucks. I know it looks really cool. But the odds of you hitting this are terrible. It's very slow for a heavy slash. The range is actually not great. You know, it's deceptive. It's deceptive, but it's not a great. It's not a great button at all. It's what you get after a throw. You can, I mean, in the new one, you're probably going to be able to connect it after a throw. So let's see. Yeah, this move is not great. You will use this as an ender in certain situations. Like I said, he does have full-on combos. So yeah, you will use his running heavy is the same button. Maybe a little faster. But yeah, you will use the running version as a ender in certain situations. His only real heavy button of note is 2C. I mean, sorry, it's going to be 2C in the new game. It's 2A plus B in this game. So, crouching heavy. Crouching heavy is a cancelable, cancelable heavy, and here's the thing about it. It only really cancels into one meaningful thing. Let's see. Yeah, the cancel window's really weird. Like it's after the hit, like a frame later. You could see it there. You have a bit of time. But really, what it works out for in this game is you can actually cancel that into weapon flip. So it does have use there. Let's see. It's a pretty fast heavy, but it is a crouching heavy. So if they catch you jumping in, this can work as an anti-air. But like I said, it's a crouching move. So if they get you on the way in, that's like a free combo for them. Like if you're playing against a Shiki, she hits you with the jumping H. You're gonna eat that whole combo. Let me see. Okay, so yeah. Let me see. Near 5AB. Near to 5AB. Where are you at? Where are you at? Okay. So the near version is literally the same. Right? What this move is good for is combo potential. Right? It looks like an anti-air. It's not a very good anti-air. But it can anti-air, right? It's just very fickle. Let me see. So he does have combo ability afterwards, and a lot of that is dependent on how much your charge is. So I'm gonna do the level 2 fireball, and you can see how the damage is. Oh, sorry. Like I said, it's a very awkward window. Yeah, you saw that? That was just the level 2. So I'm going to show you the level 3 on full Kenki gauge. You saw that? That's half health right there. No counter hit. Just pure normal hit nonsense. That's what this character is all about. So he has these, you know, that's a very good confirm. You're usually going to go into the level 2, and you can actually combo on the level 2, and we'll go over that later. But yeah, he can go into the firewall. He can go into his weapon flip. And he can even do his fatality, which you won't have to worry about in the new game. Let's see. Just a reminder, you know, it is a heavy. If you do more than one heavy in a combo, you will get a knockdown and you won't be able to continue it. And like I said, he is absolutely a combo character. That's assuming he will retain a lot of what he does in the new game. Right? Okay. Crouching normals, we already went over this. I don't think I went over the crouching version of, let's see, 2B. Let's take a look at that. 2B, it's a slow button with 17 frames of startup. Don't use this. There's really no reason to. Like, it's not like it hits low. You know, it doesn't hit low at all. It's literally just a slower version of standing B. This is, again, assuming it stays the same, this button's gonna suck. Alright. And let's go to near slashes. We already looked at 5A. Right? Pretty much the same as the FAR version. 5B is your standard confirm. It's for combos, basically. It's when you do... basically, it's the same as the running version. That's the near. And then the running version is the same thing. You can confirm pretty easily into combos. You can go into the... That's his DP, by the way. We'll go over that in a second. There's not much use beyond it past that. Okay, so... close heavy. Alright, this is another bad button. It's very weird. You can see that, right? Like, it's, yeah, pretty much the same properties as the FAR version. You know? Unless you have, like, basically, if you have a full, well, if you have a full attack gauge in this game, this is a best punish. But if you don't, then it's better off just going for standing B into the DP. Right? Again, won't need to worry about that. Which means at the standing heavies will probably be not very useful. And he's probably gonna, you know, his better punishes are probably gonna be the counters. Not counters, what am I saying? The run in with the confirm. As long as you have a charge, you should be good. But again, damage can change. Alright, let's look at his kicks. Running kick. Obviously, he has a slide mix-up, right? His keeps him stationary. It's sort of like a sweep, and you know it's very good. You'll get good damage. You'll get good Oki. You know, you got a knockdown. You charge your ball. Boom. All right. Charge 3 of it. Get rid of that. All right. Boom. Overhead. Let's see. Standard, pretty whatever range. It's just kind of slow. It's very slow for an overhead in this game. Could change. When you're unarmed, it's a kick that doesn't move you forward, so it's a little different than this. Doesn't advance you, meaning if it's blocked, they can't punish you as easily. But yeah, this is his only grounded overhead. 5 special. I'm assuming they won't add one to him. So for now, that's where he'll be at. Moving on. Alright, let's look at his kicks. 5C. This is a good button. This is a good button. You can use this to not get thrown because it puts him like kind of like in this weird airborne state. And you can actually cancel it mid-animation. This is one of those normal... It's a cancelable kick, which is pretty cool. You can... Yeah. You know, we all know how good that is. We all know how good Genjiro was. You know, when his kick was actually an overhead. This is not obviously not an overhead, but it is an advancing kick. It's an advancing poke. And it can be canceled on whiff. You know? Alright. 6C. Knockdown low. Right? In this game, much stronger because you have pursuits. You can combo into those. Let's see. But that doesn't exist in the new one, so it's probably just going to be a knockdown with probably hefty damage. Seems to be the case with a lot of these things. So that's 6C. It's slow, not particularly damaging. They'll probably buff it in the new game. It's, you know, it's a solid knockdown, but it's not. You know, he's not really too much about. He's not really too much about going for this slow button here. It's not really his thing. 2C. 2C. Let's take a look. Fastest button in the game for him. Right? Everything else is way too slow. Even his jab, this beats it. Right? Unfortunately, what you trade is bad frame advantage. You can use this as a tick throw tool, but they have to really, you know... Like, you're better off using 5A as a tick throw tool, right? And it's also better at catching, like, you know, people trying to hop, people trying to jump, I guess. But yeah, it's there. This is, again, your fastest button. Important to know. And it's a low. Use it for tick throws. Okay, 3C. Standard sweep. There's no reason to use this because this exists, right? So if you do want a knockdown that actually, you know, goes low, you're not going to use this. And part of the reason for this is I forgot to even mention this. This move right here, this is actually cancelable, right? So if it's blocked, you can get the hell out of there. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go over the exploding pants in a second. So yeah, this is a cancelable move. So apologies for not mentioning that. But that is what makes it superior to 3C in every way. What am I saying? 3D. I gotta remember the buttons are gonna change. But yeah, forward kick, knocks down, gets Oki, is cancelable, right? On whiff or on hit. See? No reason to use a sweep. Literally no reason. You have a button that is this exact same thing with better options. Let's look at his jumping normals. Jumping AA. So if you do a neutral jump and you press light, this button will stop anything. This thing is active as fuck. If they jump towards you, you know, you can even use it on certain characters that are bigger. You can use it as like an instant overhead, right? It'll definitely Earthquake. Earthquake will definitely be hit by this as an instant overhead. So yeah, but it has to be the neutral, right? So he has this defensive, like if he's jumping and they try to do anything, it's like, you know, this is insane. He has another version of the move with medium, but you can see it's not as good, not as active, doesn't come out as fast. This is practically like no animation here. Okay, he has, you know, jumping forward or jumping back, the button changes, becomes like a little jab with his fingers. It's a good air-to-air. It's definitely not as good as this. It's insane. Let's see, jumping 8B, like I said, same version of that. No reason to use it. Delete it. Doesn't exist. No reason to use this when this is here. All right, and the forward or back versions. These are actually pretty good. And the reason for that is this is what you want to use for deep hits, I think. You know, it's a good ranged button here. Has, you know, it fixes off the weaknesses of your jumping heavy, which again, look at how vertical this thing is. Not to say it's a bad button, but yeah. See that? That wasn't that hard. Okay. So yeah, you can also use it to retreat. It's just a great version of your grounded 5B. Right. It has great range, and it's got pretty good speed for a jumping medium. Let me see. It's a pretty important tool. Jumping heavy. It's a airborne version of his 2C, and is near 2C. Well, 2H. I should call it that. It is 2H, yeah. In this game, 2C is this. Okay, so this move is kind of bad and kind of good at the same time. It's probably really good, but it takes a special kind of usage, you know, to really make it shine. It has like practically no horizontal hitbox, right? It's not the fastest move, but it feels fast, and you can even use it as a DP. Like you can press this as soon as you jump, and it'll catch people jumping in on you. It's pretty wild, right? As an anti-air, that's probably its best use. It's probably like a really good air-to-air. But yeah, it has its uses. You can jump in on it. You can jump in with your opponent on with this, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's very tight. Like you got to do it pretty deep, right? Like you're better off jumping in. If you do want to jump in, you're better off using the medium. But yeah, this move, it's awkward. Running light, elbow, right? Let's see. Pretty much, Pretty much a pretty much a version of his jab with less frames. It's neutral on hit, -5 on block. Probably won't get punished. And, you know, it's a good, sorry. It's a good tick throw tool, but, you know, you're better off just running in and throwing. Alright. 6-6B. This move's very important. This is a dashing version of his close B, close medium. This is really important for combos, and you'll see why. Alright? It's really only useful for that. You really don't want to throw it out for free, unless you want to gamble with recoil cancels. But the thing about him and his recoils is they all leave you open for getting thrown. So if your opponent thinks you're going to recoil, they can just run up and throw you. One of his bigger weaknesses. Alright, but you have to know about it, so there you go, you're welcome. 6-6 heavy. You're going to use this at the end of combos when you're not close enough to extend with a better... You know, when you're not close enough to get this, you're going to end with that. That's really it. You're not going to throw this button out. You might use it a lot as a punish if you don't think you'll be able to get stuff. Like, let's say they press a button and you're like, ah, there you go. But the range is not wonderful. Yeah, the range is not wonderful. But it is his running heavy. Damage is probably going to be fine. And then you got your running kick, which is a sweep, right? Considering this is like one of his only options off of running that actually, like, you know, is low. He doesn't really have an overhead off of running. I guess he could, you know, I guess he could do something like that, like run, stop. Yeah, it's a little risky. But yeah, he doesn't really have honestly a mix-up. It's if you do it like far out enough, it's pretty safe on block. You know, but that might change. All right, I'm not gonna look too much at his unarmed stuff. Let's see, because I'm assuming that'll, you know, get changed. His unarmed running move knocks down. It's basically this, but you gotta knock down. Jeez. All right. Let's see. Let's look at his specials. 214C. Or I guess in the new game it'll be 214 kick. Alright, you can charge this up to 3 times, right? This is basically the cornerstone of his gimmick. You know, if you do it after 3 times, he just kind of gets confused. And he's like, what? You know? So this powers up 2 of his special moves, right? The first one being the fireball. And depending on what button you use, the fireball will use a different strength. If you use light, you'll get the version that does not use the charge at all, which is not a great button. You get like no damage. It's kind of meaningless. But you know, you never know how this. You know, you might want to zone somebody out. Don't have a charge. All right, the medium version. Sorry, the medium slash version. It uses 1 charge. Did it? No, it looked like 1 charge. Yeah, so that was 1 charge, right? I want to say it was 1 charge. Yeah, that was 1 charge. So this version you can follow up and combo after. You'll see it right now. Well, hopefully. Like I said, I don't play Kazama, so this is actually kind of hard for me. Alright. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Jesus. Alright, you know what? Let's just do a running heavy. See if that works. No, I'm pretty... I'm no good with this character, but I think you get the idea. I will say this. If you do the medium slash version, you can combo, but it is a lot tighter. Now, if you do the version that uses 2 charges, which is actually the kick version, quarter circle forward kick, 2, 3, 6... you have a lot more time to combo. Right? You saw how far out I was. Damn, I didn't even get the slash. Yeah, there you go. See? You can get a lot crazier stuff than that if you can run deep enough to confirm a running medium slash into a DP. So let's try that right now. Ah. Yeah, I'm gonna settle for that, you know, but he does have more complicated stuff. He does have better damaging stuff. If you can do it, it's pretty wild. Oh, there you go. And I didn't even have full attack meter there. Yeah. So let's see one more time. Yeah, you can do it off the one charge, but it is tight. You really want to use the 2 charge for a more guaranteed, or at least not as difficult, confirm into a combo. Right? So yeah, the idea with him is you go in, you know, you hit those 4 hits, and then you run in, do your thing. Right? So the level 3 fireball does not combo. The level 3 fireball does a ton of damage and knocks down. It uses all of your charge. And you really don't want to throw it out willy-nilly, so you want to confirm into it. You can confirm into it for a crouching heavy. Let's see, try to get it here. Yep. And that was at like low Kenki gauge, so let's see what it would be like with a full Kenki gauge. Oh Jesus, that's like almost 60% for like nothing, right? So yeah, the level 3 fireball, like I said, you're not really going to use it in combos. You don't really want to throw it out at random either. Your charge is valuable. You can definitely hit confirm into it. You can, you know, maybe use it in anti-air. You know, I don't know. It's pretty big. So that's just one of the attacks that gets charged. He has one other attack that gets charged, and it is his DP. Right? His DP is a little weird. It's a sort of hit throw. This can be blocked. Right? It has melee and vulnerability on startup, so it's the reversal. But if it gets blocked, you're probably gonna die. And let's see. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. And it's also open to throws. You can get thrown out of it. Now that being said, you can use it on wake up. In this game, you can't be thrown on wake up. So you could probably throw it out, you know. Yeah, that was pretty easy to confirm. So you may be wondering, what does the charge do to this? Well, let's find out. This is going to be the 1 charge, so medium slash. Now let's see the double. A little bit more damage. And let's see the triple. Pretty good. 40% at full attack gauge. So, the one you're going to use a lot in your combos is the 1 charge, I think. And I want to point this out. You don't want to, you know, you see how vulnerable you are when you're charging? You're pretty vulnerable, right? So you want to get it like after a knockdown, something like that, because you have quite a few frames. All right. So this is his other kind of DP move, which is the blowing up of your pants. All right. The actual name of it is Enmitsu. Enmetsu, yeah, Enmetsu. So he can do it out of his, he can do it out of his light. It looks like all the, you see it moves you pretty far back. You know, they might change it. In the corner, you can get a ton of chip with this. See that? And I'm trying to do it with a heavy button, it doesn't come out with the heavy button. So it's, in this game, it's light, medium, and kick, but you'll probably be able to do it with heavy in the new game. Like I said, pretty simple. His actual specials are pretty simple and easy to categorize. It's not like Basara where he has like a plethora of crazy things to do. He does have one pretty wild gimmick, and that is the Homura Gaishi. Now, if it sounds like Tsubame Gaishi, it's not. So let's actually set the computer to do some stuff, and you can see how dumb this move is. All right, and let me charge up my vault, and let's get knocked down by. Come on. All right, did you see that? If you have any kind of charge on your fireball, and you get knocked down, you can press light and kick to. Let's see, come on, knock me down, man. There you go. You saw that? You can press light and kick to stop their, to basically shut them down by sending your charge all the way at them. And the fully charged version actually does quite a bit of damage. It's literally the anti-Oki ball. It's like, hey, you knocked me down, you don't get to do anything because I'm sending this dumb, this dumb projectile at you. It's pretty dumb. If your opponent knows about it, they can basically jump out of the way because it basically chases your opponent in a straight line. It doesn't home in on them. But yeah, it's kind of a dumb move. So the only thing we got left to look at is his weapon flip. And it is... Oh, come on. There you go. Pretty fast. Pretty fast attack. You saw it. Unfortunately, Kazuki is only in rage for about 6 seconds, so you don't have a lot of time to use it. But, it has its uses. It has good hit invincibility with startup, so it'll be probably similar to Basara's. Assuming they're going to nerf it because of what they did with Basara's weapon flip, they're probably going to nerf the speed of it. The startup isn't great, but you can actually combo in this game off it, so let's see. Let me try to get myself in rage. And try to combo into it. Oh, he deflected me. That's what happens. The computer never does what you want it to do. Come on. Yeah, there you go. That wasn't even that hard. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. I think his combos are probably going to be made easier in the new game. But he's more or less a very straightforward character. I would say if you actually want to do combos in SamSho, this is the character to play because he's like the only character who really does combos that do more than like 3 hits. And I mean actually doing 3 hits, not doing like a DP that does like 7 hits or something like that. So he's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. But he does have his deficiencies. He doesn't have a lot of range. A standing cancelable medium slash is very good. He just doesn't get too much off range. But his gimmicks are pretty good, pretty strong. He's all about movement. Not in the same sense that Basara is, but, he's very main character-ish. He's got his gimmick with his fireball. And all in all, I think he'll be fine. I don't think he'll be that strong. He's never really been an overwhelmingly powerful character, in my opinion. But, he's got everything he would need in this game. Assuming they don't nerf him to the ground, which I doubt, he's probably going to be exactly the same character that he was before. He's going to be fine. So when he's out, I'll work on something for Wanfu. Because I don't have SamSho 2 on PS4 because that version's not good. And I'm probably not going to get that, but I'll figure something out so people can get an idea as to what he does and how he plays. So, hope you guys have a good one, and have a good night, guys. Later. Let me get rid of this.